Hi, fiber art friends. Thank you for coming to my channel. I hope that you are returning, and if not, please like and subscribe. And I will add more videos like this the more subscribers I get. And I'm almost at 100 subscribers. So I don't know what I'm going to do for the 100th subscriber mark, but maybe a giveaway. I don't know. What do we do? I just don't know. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and go over one of my favorite granny squares. And actually, I learned how to do this before I learned how to do the basic granny square, or the I can't remember the exact name, the classic, I think, granny square, which is in another tutorial video that I've already uploaded. But this one, I believe, is called the Willow square, and I did change it up a little bit than what I've seen. But I'm going to go through each round and show you how to create this beautiful, beautiful granny square. And I'll show you the each round in exactly what to do. And the reason why I like this is because it looks so pretty when you use just one color. And I'm actually in the middle of making a blanket with this for my cousin. And I think I've talked about this before, but she wanted me to make her a blanket in pink, and look how beautiful that is. I mean, it's hard to see because it's so big. I'm using a very bulky yarn to create the blanket, but it is turning out absolutely beautiful. And to be honest, I think that this granny square is easier than the classic square. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with it. So you can start off in two ways. You can start off with a magic ring, or you can start off with just a chain of 5. I like the magic ring just because it makes it nice and tight in the center. I'm also going to do this tutorial so that each round is a different color. The tails will kind of get in the way, but I feel like as a beginner, it is super helpful for me, at least so I can see each round. So in the first round, we're going to create a magic ring, or you can chain 5. And here are the directions in the very beginning. So right here, if you want to write that down, SC stands for single crochet, and I'm going to single crochet 5 in a magic ring, and then I'm going to connect it, and then I'll have 5 single crochets. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and start off with yellow, and then my next round will be blue. All right, so the first step, like I said, is creating a slip knot. So I'm going to go ahead and create my slip knot, and then chaining 5. However, I'm going to do the magic ring. The magic ring is created, and if you're not sure how to do that, you can go back and look at my previous tutorial on a magic ring, but it is very useful, especially if you want to create those cute little animals that you see online. So the first thing you do, I'm going to identify the tail as the yarn that's not attached to the ball. So the working yarn is attached to the ball, the tail is not. So I'm going to take my tail and drape it around my fingers like this, and then I'm going to make an X. Okay, and then I'm going to place my crochet hook in between the X, and I'm going to hook the yarn that is wrapped around my fingers, and I'm going to twist as I pull it through. Then I'm going to turn my hand, and I'm going to place my hook between the V that is created. I'm going to hook the yarn and pull it through that loop that I had on my hook. If you need this done a little bit slower, there is a tutorial just on magic ring. But all right, I'm going to go ahead and continue to cast on using the magic ring. So I've got my magic loop, I've got my working yarn, and I have my tail. And then I have one loop on my hook. All right, I'm going to go into the ring, and I'm going to yarn over and pull through. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through. And what this is going to create is one single crochet. And it is kind of loose, but that's okay. I'm going to do the same thing, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to repeat this 5 times, just like the pattern calls. So that's 2, 3, 4, and 5. And if I turn, let's go ahead and focus on what we have. You can see there are 5 little V shapes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, created into the magic ring. Now this is why it is so cool. What I like to do is I like to place my hook in the V, or that single crochet, so that it doesn't disappear when I tighten it. But what's so great about this method is that you can tighten the circle and it will get rid of that hole in the center. Some people don't mind the hole, but I mean, I really don't mind the hole either. I just like the way this looks better. So I'm going to yarn over. So my hook is already through right here. I'm going to yarn over with my working yarn, my hook, and I'm going to pull through, and then I'm going to pull through again the other loop. And then I'm going to kind of tighten that up. And I've now just connected my loop. I'm going to pull these things a little bit tight. And now I have my V's, if you can see that. I have the V shapes going along my ring. Okay, all right, now the next step is going to be changing. So this would be row 1 or round 1 with the magic ring. And then I'm going to go ahead and create the next round. And the next round is going to use the blue color. So I'm going to pause for just a second. Okay, so I just trimmed off and I'm going to move the yellow yarn. What you would want to do is just continue with your yarn. Like I said, for this tutorial, I decided to do the rounds in different colors, so it'd be easier for you to see as I kind of go through the tutorial. So we just finished round 1 where you single crocheted 5 on the magic ring, and then you connect and you have 5. The next round is round 2, and you're going to chain 3 to begin with, and then you're going to have 3 double crochets in every single crochet. So that means when we are done, we're going to have 5 times, because you're going to go around 5 times 5 times 3, which is 15, plus the chain 3, which would give you 16 total on your hook or around. All right, so this is the blue section. So I'm going to go ahead and show you again. We just completed the yellow section. Now we're working on this nice blue section where we're going to have a bunch of double crochets going around. All right, so let's go ahead and begin. All right, so I'm going to take my, because I still have 1 loop on my hook, and I've actually already chained 1 by doing that. If it for some reason disappears when you tighten everything up, just add another chain. It's not going to be a big deal if you do. All right, I'm going to hook around and I'm going to pull through. Let me do that one more time. So I'm going to go around and pull the yarn through. That's giving me one chain. And now I'm going to actually okay, I went ahead and tied it off so that it would be a little bit tighter as I did the chains. So now I'm on my 3rd chain, and I'm pulling through. Okay, so that's how you chain. You just loop your yarn around your hook and you pull through the loop. And it takes time, but you'll get comfortable with how you want to hold the yarn and what feels best for you. It just takes practice. Okay, so the next step is to identify all of your V's. And I've got 1 V here. I've got another V here, here, and here. And so that totals 1, 2, 3, 4. And I've got 1 that's almost kind of hidden right there. And that is my 5th single crochet. And it is kind of hidden. I think I might have tied it a little too tight. But yours should not be too tight because you are not switching colors. And I wouldn't suggest doing the color switch until you're a little bit more comfortable with that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and yarn over. I'm going to do a double crochet in each single crochet. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 in each of these V's that I see. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over again, and pull through the last 2. All right, that was 1 double crochet. I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to go back in that same location, yarn over, pull through. I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and now I have 2 double crochets in that same single crochet. All right, yarn over, then I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through the first 2, yarn over again, and pull through the last 2. Now I have 1 loop on my hook and 3 double crochets in that 1 single crochet. So now I have a total of 4 because of that chain 3 counts as a 1 double crochet. So I have a total of 4 double crochets. The next V is right here, the next single crochet. I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to place my hook inside that V, inside that single crochet. I'm going to yarn over and pull through. Now I have 3 loops on my hook. Yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2, and now I have 1 double crochet in that single crochet. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm going to do it a couple more times. And you will continue this pattern until you get to the end, until you have 16 double crochets. And remember, each single crochet contains 3 double crochets. And there we go. So that was 2 of those. I'm going to go ahead and finish this. You go ahead and do the same thing, and we'll meet back up when you're done finishing this round. All right, we are done with the round, and we're about to do the connecting part. I'm going to go ahead and put my hook through the top part of the very first V. I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and then instead of yarning over and pulling through the 2 like a single crochet, I'm going to pull through that loop and connect it. And I always like to do a yarn over and a pull through and then pull it kind of tight just to finish off that round. Okay, so you should have a total of 16 double crochets. That includes the chain 3, and this ends the blue round. So again, we are moving on to, we are on pink. So the next round that we're going to do is going to create these nice little loops right here. They are consisting of double crochets and chain 1s. And so this would be round 3. We're moving on to the pink. You're going to chain 4 to begin with. That consists of the 3 chains consist of the double crochet plus the chain 1. And that's what the abbreviations, double and chain. So at the end of this round, you should have a total of 17. But that includes those that includes those chains. And so whenever you have a chain, that leaves like a hole in your work. And you can see that whenever you have the pink, there's like a nice little hole. So I'm going to go ahead and change my color. And like I said, the only reason I'm changing colors here is for the tutorial. I do not suggest doing this for the first time because sometimes changing colors can be difficult for beginners. And I just like to do that, like I said, so that you can see how the rounds go. All right. So let's go ahead and attach the pink, and then we'll start with round 3. All right, we're ready for round 3. We are chaining 4 to begin with. So I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull through. And I've already chained 1, so you can see that I've got 1 chain. And I'm going to chain 4, like I said. So I'm going to yarn over and pull through again. Boop. And then I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and that makes 4. Okay, so here we go. We are going to go ahead and do some double crochets with some chains in between. So I'm going to go ahead and yarn over. I'm going to place my hook through that first loop, or first V. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now I've got a double crochet right there with a chain 1 in between. Now I'm going to chain 1. Okay, now I'm going to yarn over and place my hook through. And then I'm going to pull through, yarn over, pull through again, yarn over, pull through the last 2, and I've just finished another double crochet. I need to chain 1, leaving that's going to leave our gap in between as we kind of move around this, circle. All right, I'm going to yarn over, place my hook in the next double. I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to pull through the first 2, yarn over and pull through the next 2. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through. Now I've just chained 1. Yarn over, place my hook through the next double. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. There's the other double crochet. All right, I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to yarn over, make another chain. I'm going to yarn over and place my hook through, pull that yarn through, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. All right, the next one, yarn over, chain 1, yarn over, place my hook through the next double crochet, yarn over, pull through. Now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the first 2. I'm going to yarn over and pull through the next 2. And then I'm going to yarn over and make 1 chain. All right, I'm going to go ahead and finish this round. You do the same, and we'll meet back up at the very end. Okay, we are almost finished with round 3. What we're going to do is connect the round. We just finished our last chain 1, and we're going to connect at the very top of the 3rd chain of the beginning. So I'm going to place my hook through that loop in between the V. I'm going to yarn over and pull through, and then I'm going to pull that loop through that chain 1. And then I'm going to actually chain 1 again and pull it kind of tight. And this is where I'm ending round 3. So round 3, you still should have 17 with that additional chain of 3. So you should have 17 double crochets, like I said, including that chain 3. And now we're moving on to round 4. And this is our purple round. So like I said, I'm going to change colors. You do not need to change colors unless you just want to. So what I do to change colors, when I'm doing the color change, I actually cut it and pull that yarn through the loop and get rid of the tail if I can by tucking it as I kind of crochet around. If there's a round, like the next one I'm about to do is going to be full of some double crochets, and just kind of pull it where I'm going to be able to like lay down that yarn, so I won't have to weave it in at the end, which is really nice. I do not like to weave in ends, but I will do it, you know, either together or as I go ahead and do the crochet part. All right, we are going ahead and we are starting the 4th round, which is the purple round. And like I said, I'm color coding it for the tutorial. All right, so round 4 is our purple round, and we're going to chain 3 to begin with, and then I've starred what the repeat's going to look like. So the repeat is you're going to double crochet in each chain 1 space, and then you're just going to 1 double crochet in the next space. So each time we complete a section, it's going to have 3 double crochets in it, which will be around 50 to 48 double crochets. It's best to have around that. If you miscount or something like that, you don't want to be above or below that range of numbers. So I kind of put both numbers in there because I've worked it out where I made a mistake and I had like one of the wrong numbers in there as I was going through it, and it really was not noticeable when it was around the 50 to 48 range. But the best number is that 48 is what you want to end up with. All right, so this is your round 4, and let's go ahead and begin. So what we're going to do is we're going to first start off with a chain 3. So I have chain 3, that counts as a double crochet. I'm holding this pink yarn so I can kind of weave it in as I go. All right, and then now I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going into a chain 1 space, so I'm going to do 2 double crochets in that chain 1 space. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. I'm going to yarn over again, place my hook through that chain 1 space, nice big hole, and I'm going to yarn over, pull through that loop, and then I'm going to pull through the first 2. Then I'm going to pull through the next 2. And now I've got 2 double crochets in that 1 chain space. And this is where it kind of gets a little bit funky. You've got to place your hook through, well, first yarn over, place your hook through the double crochet, and then pull that through, and then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And now we have a total of 4 double crochets, counting that chain 3 as 4, as the 4th one. All right, I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to place my hook through that next chain 1. Okay, all right. I had to address a pool question and issue, so we are getting ready to go to the pool in just a few minutes. Anyways, we were about to do another double crochet in that chain 1 space, so I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm going to go ahead and do 1 double crochet in the next double crochet space, which, like I said, you're doing groups of 3. So before you move on to the next section, you should have a group of 3 double crochets. Okay, so there it is, 2 within that chain 1 space and 1 within that double crochet from the pink row. All right, I'm going to continue doing the same thing all the way around and that same pattern. Like I said, when you're done, you should have 50 to 48 double crochets. If you make a mistake and add one by accident, make sure that it's between those 2 numbers. Otherwise, you'll you'll have a bigger gap than what you need to when you finish the next round, which will be round 5. All right, so why don't we meet back up after we're done completing this. So go ahead and complete this round by following that pattern, and then we will connect them just like we've done before, and we will start round 5 after this round is complete.